All right, so what our next thing is to do, we're going to try to put the collar on. What happens is we've got this, and we've got to sew this to it. Okay? So what we need to happen is for this to open up like this so that they're the same, correct? But look at what happens to the seam allowance. So that's why we've stay stitched. We're going to clip this all the way around, clipping to but not through, all the way around. Now remember, our tick marks are short, so our clips have to be long. And this allows it to open up and be straight, see? And that's how we're going to get these two together. And I'm going to go further than they did and just go all the way around. The whole thing. So we don't have to, we would end up having to come back to do it later, so we'll just do it all at once. If you notice, I kept my little tick marks short. Okay, I did not ever cut on a tick mark. So now I flip this, turn this way. Here's my center mark, there's my center mark. Put those two together. Pin. This shoulder seam goes to this line, which is the shoulder seam. Remember, it was a tick mark before. I think I could clip this one more time to make it really, right there the corner gets sharp. So that needs to line up with that seam. Okay? My notch, look at that. Line up with my notch. Perfect. This needs to line up with the first tick mark. Do you see that? And look, there it does. What it does is the tick mark refers to a dot that is right here. Because this is angled, where it hits on the seam allowance is what matters. And that's where it's supposed to hit. Okay? So now we go do the other side. The first thing we need to do is line up the seam allowance to that. Okay? Now the notch, look at that. Perfect. And now this should line up right where that dot would be, which is right there. Now, because they all lined up, I know it's symmetrical. It's going to be the same on both sides. The next thing I do, the second tick mark is, no, that was the first. The second tick mark's the fold line. See how the interfacing stops there? I fold it there. Bring everything back straight. The next tick marks line up. See, there they are. Can you see them? Okay, so everything's good. The notches, see how this notch came and lined up? Perfect. I'm going to do it two different ways for you. This side, I'm going to get this up to here, and I'm going to fold this right on that line. Do you see now why I didn't fold it before? Mm-hmm. That's not 5/8 of an inch. I'm more concerned that it fit than it be 5/8, and that it come right up to that line. The other side, I'm going to do the other way, which is to sew all this first, then come back and put that. So you can choose which way you do it. If you're aggressive and confident, you can do it all at once. Okay? So we're going to start on this end.
Make sure that cord is on.
And we want to sew ever so slightly to the left of the stay stitching. See how I'm keeping everything straight? I'm not letting it be a curve like it is. I'm keeping it straight. So now I'm feeling under here to see if there's any lumps, if there's any pleats. There are not. So now my goal is to sew right here. You see where that is? Mm-hmm. I want to hit right in that corner. Right in the corner. See? I did not sew any of this. Okay. So now I'm going to sew without sewing that. Notice how I keep picking this up and pulling it to the side. Now, I've got to hit this right there. You got to hit it dead in that corner. See? Without sewing this. This has to stay free. Pardon?
Without sewing the
No, the black stuff is being sewn. This fold is not. Yeah, see how that was still open? So now I'm gonna sew this side. You could do the whole thing like this if you wanted. Just sew the collar on, then go back and flap this back. If you're not confident that you've got everything the way it needs to be, okay? If you want to do one step at a time. So I'll show you how to do that now. Okay. So now, because I did this side in 2 steps, this tick mark, the next one, is the fold line, where the black stuff is. And I need to make sure that these two came together. Remember? Pin that. Now, get my notch. Can you see that? Pin that. Now get this back to here and fold that back dead on that line. Do you see how I folded it dead on that line and made it straight? Okay.
Folded dead.
Dead on the line. So now I want to turn it on this side and sew to the left of my stay stitching. This might be easier for you that are just not as confident. Which one? Lift what up? Oh, okay. The camera. Okay. It'll be in the video. Okay, so now we go here. So now, oh, that might not have been a good idea. Because look, I got a little bit of that sewn. I got to get that out. You need to sew on the other side so you can see. And so who asked me, do I make a mistake? There you go.
Me.
All right. It doesn't happen often, but it happens. Okay, so now I got to, there's no knot here now, so I got to put this back. All right. So now, take these pins out. Check it out. I need to clip my corner. Both ends. If you sew a corner, you got to clip a corner. There's a pin in it.
Your scissors.
Yep.
Oh God.
There you go. Yeah, it's bad. Okay, so now I'm going to grade one side because this all gets turned on top of itself.
You know.
Okay. I can feel the nick I just put in them. I'm going to have to take them and get them sharpened. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is to clip this all the way through up to the stitching along that line. This is the shoulder line. And here's why. Check it out. This is when it becomes awesome. We take this, tuck that up.
Ah, I was
In
wondering.
there.
what
Yeah,
we're
me
gonna do
too.
with that.
I get so much there.
Now all that crap gets hidden. This,
Can't see it.
okay. Yeah, keep Robert straight. He needs help. Okay, where's my stick? Where's my stick? I keep
Honey, I
having it and I keep.
Let's kill, honey.
You ready? Watch this. Poke this out on both sides. Now, I need to press this. Push this up.
Bobby Jackson jacket. Beat it.
Now I'm pushing this down as flat as I can. And I need to hit that little corner. Okay, so now let's push this side down. We got our little corner there. And then get that little corner. All right, and now we flip it. And we do this side. Get it flat all the way.
Think I can feel my arm?
See, I need it flat on both sides. Okay, so now I need to make sure seam allowance is up before I press this side. It keeps trying to flip down. All right, so now I've got it up. I can press it flat. Once I press it, it'll stay. Now we turn this one little piece, flip back down. And now we're going to pin this.
I ran out of paper.
Okay.
No.
But at least you're taking notes. That's what students do.
Continue. Draw a line over there. Put it right there.
Okay, so when I do this, there you go.
I organized
Now, watch this. Take this and fold that flat to there, to this seam allowance. So it's like a backward C, up like this, okay? Get this flat and lay this down. Now later I'm gonna carve all that crap out. Get rid of it.
Carved like a pumpkin.
No,
Oh, okay.
get that. Anything that doesn't belong needs to go, so watch this. Let's take it over here.
Look at her.
You see it now?
She cute or whatever.
She said she cute or whatever.
It's a shirt. Okay? Ooh. We'll take a break.
You sure they can't be sleeping?